Welcome to the show, guys. Joseph Robert, the fantasy football counselor. Today we're talking about Javonte Williams and his fantasy football impact. Big episode here today, breaking down one of my favorite running backs going into fantasy football 2022. Should you draft him? When should you draft him? How is he going to do? I'm going to dive right into it right here, right now. I want to let you know, as you guys can see if you're watching on YouTube, major giveaway, compliments of Pristine Auction. These draws are ongoing. To enter, it's free. Go to pristineauction.com. Use code SWAGLION. Create an account. You also get $10 off any auction you want. Here in my hand, I've got a signed Diggs football right here, Stephon Diggs. I got a Cam Akers signed jersey. Beautiful right here. There's a signature right there. And also behind me, I've got a Mac Jones helmet. Giveaways are ongoing. It's free to enter, guys. All you got to do is create an account on pristineauction.com. Use code SWAGLION. Now, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys click subscribe. I'm continuing on with this Impact series, Fantasy Football Outlook Value series of every single player, breaking down whether I should or should not draft him, or you should not draft him this season for your fantasy football team. All right, guys? So we got a big episode here. We're going to dive right into it. Now, I also want to tell you guys, get the 16-round draft session. I've linked it below. This will help you guys crush your leagues. Go ahead and do that. Link is below here on YouTube, or head on over to thefantasyfootballaccounts.com. Get 16 rounds right now. All right, let's talk about Javonte Williams here. Let's break down this amazing player and why I'm so excited about him. I really am. Now, if you look at him last year, we're going to talk about him last year. We're going to project a little bit forward here. Talk about Javonte Williams. You're looking at a guy that was drafted in the second round. Now, I can go back a couple years. I remember John Elway was sitting there talking to Royce Freeman, and they had drafted Royce Freeman, and they were super excited about him because they wanted him to be the workhorse running back. Then there was Philip Lindsay, but he was never supposed to be a full workhorse running back. He was the undrafted free agent running back, undrafted running back, right? So if you had Philip Lindsay there, you had Royce Freeman. Lindsay did a little bit better out of the two. I thought Royce was going to be the guy, but he looked really lackluster, didn't look good. No longer, obviously, with the team now. Then in comes Melvin Gordon. I mean, they brought Melvin Gordon here almost kind of like a placeholder, a guy that came in. You know, he has what, 1,000-yard rushing season, subpar running back, never been that good. So Melvin Gordon had come in. Now, at the time of this recording, Melvin Gordon is a free agent. I'm assuming, from what I'm hearing, I've been following some Denver Broncos news, assuming he's not coming back. From what I hear, he's not going to come back. But if he does come back, that's going to change just a little bit. Assuming he's not going to come back, Javonte Williams' value is through the roof, okay? If he does come back, I still think Javonte Williams takes that job and gets the bulk of the volume, okay? So let's break down last year. Now, understand, Javonte was a rookie, so he's only gotten better, and they want to work this guy to be that workhorse running back. Going back to that Royce Freeman conversation, they wanted Royce to be the guy. Elway said, we want that workhorse running back. Never happened. Everybody craves to get that Zeke Elliott or that stud running back, that CMC that goes off, or that Najee Harris, which is what he's doing in Pittsburgh, right? They want that workhorse running back. They want a guy that they can trust on every down, that can also catch the ball, and that can give them a good return on investment for the round they drafted him. So you look at Javonte Williams, second-round pick out of North Carolina, 5'10", 220 pounds, solid, workhorse, capable running back. Looking at his numbers, let's break down last year's numbers. 203 attempts, 903 yards, 4 touchdowns, averaging 4.4 yards per carry. You want to add on to that 43 receptions, 316 receiving yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns. A total of 7 touchdowns on the season. That is with Melvin Gordon there. Melvin Gordon was a thorn in the side of Javonte Williams. Again, at the time of this recording, Melvin Gordon's still there, free agent, assuming he's gone by the time you listen to this, because people are going to be digging this video up prior to the draft season. Assuming Melvin Gordon's gone, Javonte Williams should be on your roster no matter what. Now, I don't know where he's going to fall. It depends on where he falls. Now, if Melvin Gordon's gone, I would anticipate this guy easily coming off early second round. That's where I would draft him. It may even spike up earlier if he is slated as the RB1 full workhorse. Now, if you look at last year's target share, attempt share that is, Melvin Gordon had 203 attempts, so did Javonte Williams. Assuming Melvin Gordon's gone, and even if Melvin Gordon's there, I still believe Javonte Williams goes up and has a floor of 260 rushing attempts. With Melvin Gordon gone, almost 300, maybe even more. The Denver Broncos last year rushed the ball 413 times. Mike Boone came in, had a couple rushing attempts, nothing crazy, 4. And I don't know who this guy is, Demarina Crockett had 3 attempts, nothing to get concerned about there. So Javonte Williams is the man. At the end of the day, he's the young guy. He's a talented guy. He is the guy that should be getting the ball. So let's go to the verdict here with Javonte Williams, what we should be expecting out of him. Like I said, 260 attempt floor. That's easy. We're looking at a floor of 10 touchdowns. Again, Melvin Gordon hoarded away 8. So I'm only anticipating Javonte Williams having at least about 10 touchdowns because there's 12 touchdowns to be had here. That was the total touchdowns last year. They rushed the ball in 10 times. Melvin Gordon being gone, we're looking at a floor of 10 touchdowns for Javonte Williams. Now, the one problem that falls here is the quarterback situation. Who's the quarterback? What's going to happen? There was rumors about Aaron Rodgers coming in, quarterback change. I don't know if Drew Lock is a solution. I don't think Bridgewater is a solution there. And that's really going to predicate and alter, and definitely impact Javonte Williams. If he catches the ball out of the backfield a lot more, that's going to be really good. He out-caught the ball last year, 43 receptions compared to Melvin Gordon's 28. So he does catch the ball, and he caught it more than Melvin Gordon last year, who is known for a decent, he's a decent pass-catching back, Melvin Gordon is. So you're looking at Javonte Williams. I see a full workhorse running back who's totally capable to carry the load, 260 attempts, even if Melvin Gordon's there. And again, that's on the low end. So if Melvin Gordon's gone, it's going to be 260 to 320 rushing attempts, 10 touchdown floor, as high as up to 16 I see here with Javonte Williams in regards to ceiling. And then you're looking at least 50 to 80 receptions, minimal, and at least 5 to 8 receiving touchdowns. So the sky is the limit with Javonte Williams. I would love to package Javonte Williams as my RB2. A Najee Javonte Williams 1-2 combo in round 1 and 2 would be phenomenal. Or I could sneak in and get Jamar Chase as a wide receiver. And I like to go robust RB early, but I would be tempted to go Jamar Chase round 1 and sneak and get Javonte Williams round 2 and see who falls at running back in round 3. So this is going to be very interesting to see where he lands. Now, currently, I believe he is sitting top 10 amongst running backs. So the mainstream are on to him. Last year, they weren't. He was a steal, but I still think that this year is the year he breaks out. He will be one of those guys, only a handful of guys like Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, that will be given that full workhorse running back load. So that's what I'm excited about for this year. So the sky's the limit. The Denver Broncos are not afraid to run the ball. Now, when you look at the receivers, we're going to have to see what happens with the receivers. Jerry Jeudy was hurt last year, so you need Jerry Jeudy on the field, distracting the defenses, spreading them back, opening things up for Javonte Williams. Cortland Sutton, he wasn't a huge factor last year, only 2 receiving touchdowns. Tim Patrick led in receiving touchdowns last year. So we need Sutton, we need Jeudy out there doing what they do best, getting the ball, bringing it in, distracting the defenses. And I don't know what's going to happen with the draft, but if they bring in a stud wide receiver, it's only going to help Javonte Williams, less stacked boxes for him. So there is some question marks in regards to his offense as a whole, in regards to quarterback, in regards to Melvin Gordon shifting out, and in regards to the receiver staying healthy and on the field and distracting the defenses in regards to less stacked boxes for Javonte Williams. So going into this season, I got to tell you, I am super excited. I will be targeting Javonte Williams for the best value I can. I'll be watching his ADP very steadily here in the offseason. And again, make sure you guys do subscribe. I will be covering this. But again, he's a guy that I'm super high on. And also another thing I'm going to be watching is the NFL draft. Are they going to bring in somebody else? Are they going to draft someone else to back Javonte Williams? How good is that talent? Maybe they get a 4th rounder and maybe it's a committee. We don't know at the time of this recording. So again, watch and understand that Javonte Williams, pretty much no matter what, unless something catastrophic happens, God forbid he gets hurt in the offseason, or they bring in a stud, they draft a stud RB in round 1, which I highly doubt. They need a quarterback. They need other things to address. They're set at running back, and Javonte Williams is an absolute stud. I'm sold on him, okay? Now, if you are new to the channel, again, make sure you do subscribe. There's a link to the Impact series below. Make sure you watch all the videos so you get an in-depth analysis on each player that is fantasy relevant for fantasy football 2022. Impact series, very, very powerful stuff. And get the 16-round draft solution where you have everything in one spot. We're talking sleepers. We're talking breakouts. We're talking everything you need to crush your draft. It's actually like having me at the draft with you. 16 rounds is a video training with a cheat sheet below with all the optimal players. All the notes that are updated up until the season starts. So get that 16-round draft solution. You will be extremely happy. There's been rave reviews, amazing raving reviews about it. Everybody's happy. Everybody's excited about 16 rounds because it actually helps you win your leagues, okay? Drop the consensus rankings. All right, guys, subscribe. I appreciate you. And remember, get into the pristineauction.com. giveaways, pristineauction.com. Use code SWAGLINE and get in. It's absolutely free to enter. All right, guys, subscribe. I appreciate you guys for being here. And Fantasy Football 2022 will be here before we know it. So again, subscribe and leave a thumbs up. And let me know below, what do you guys think of Javonte Williams? I'm out.